talking about dogs, and it's just like, forget it, forget it.
We may end up doing that. Who knows?
It's been a year, but it's still, it's still hard. So, hello, everybody. Right. I got my auntie, Miss Ona, over here.
Hey, guys. How is everybody?
My favorite auntie, you and Jenny. So Jenny is at the that seminar thing.
Yes.
Johnny's at the beach.
Nice.
And I have Miss Ona with me, and Adrian was not able to make it tonight. So it's just me and my auntie.
It's gonna be a good one.
Hi, Mom. Peggy Breen. That's my mama. She's in the chat.
Oh.
So anything from you, Miss Ona? Anything you want to let the community know or the audience know or anything like that? You take your time.
Not really a whole big bunch. I feel like right at this moment, my channel is suffering because I am working 2 jobs. So I'm going to be probably doing more shorts and things like that. And because, I know you guys love giblets, he will be in as many as possible. So enjoy the sun in Gemini. This is going to be a good episode. That's what I'm saying.
Mr. G, that's what I call him. Mr. G. Oh, God. She had him up there earlier in the back before we went live.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. Short, little, stocky big boy.
Yeah. Do you guys want to see him?
I do.
Do you want to see him again? Giblets, now that you're not barking, yelling and screaming at me. Come here, buddy.
He's so precious.
Come here. Oh, you're such a big.
How much does he weigh, Ona?
You know what?
Look at him. He just looks like a marshmallow.
Last time he got on the scale, it was 28 pounds, I think.
Oh, that's
and I was getting a lot of flack that he had put on some COVID pounds. Right?
COVID pounds. Everybody's happy to see Mr. G.
Yes. And then after cannoli passed, I was a little more generous with treats and stuff like that because I wasn't home a lot. So we're on a slimming diet.
More walks, Mr. G. More walks.
Yes, he loves that.
He just looks like a big puffy marshmallow.
He is a puffy marshmallow. He is. He's such a puffy marshmallow. He just looks out the window. He's so calm in my lap. He looks out the window at the traffic. And then every once in a while, right, a red truck will pass by and he likes to bark at those and the pigeons and stuff like that. He's very content. They were bred to be lap dogs. This is what kept you warm in those cold castles, right? And that's what they use. They use dogs to keep them warm and to keep the beds warm.
Mr. G, your little heating blanket.
The genetic pool got out of control, I think. And the lab thing is like, no, I'll have a blood clot, but before
you're like, oh, he was what did you say, 28 pounds?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking about Moose. He was 100.
Yeah, that's
he was a big boy. He was tall.
Yeah.
Big.
That is a lot. And I don't have room. Like, everywhere they lay, you walk around them, you navigate around them the whole time. And that's just how it is.
I love him. I love him so much.
He's been good.
He's a Frenchie. Mr. G's a Frenchie. Giblets. The G man.
French bulldog.
The ladies man.
Mm-hmm. He's a French bulldog.
Yeah, Moose was very tall. Very, very tall. He was the tallest and biggest of the greyhounds I've ever owned.
Wow.
So, even my first boy, Mr. Lou, he only weighed in at like 82 pounds. His post-race, career when he retired, because they keep him super trim when they're at the tracks.
Do they ever counter surf at your house, or they like find food on that you could just no?
Mine have never done it. They've never done it. I've seen them do it on YouTube though, where they just like counter surf. Yeah, because they're so tall.
That's why this is the first time I've had dogs that were short. I've always had shepherd collies, and this is my first small dog, and it's a whole different thing. Your counters are okay, but you don't realize the things you keep at like knee level. And they produce stuff from parts of your house that you didn't even know.
Like, where'd you find that?
That existed. You're like, wow. And you try to, it's just crazy. They've got their plus and minuses. My biggest thing was my dog's counter surfed.
Yeah. Yeah. None of mine ever did that. None of my greyhounds ever did that. Ever.
Not in front of you.
No.
Nope. When you walked away, or you just turned a walleye in one direction and just kind of sneaked away. Yeah.
No, they were always they sleep all day, Ona, because they're used to being kept in kennels at the track for like 20 hours a day. They only get turned out a few times to stretch and use the restroom. So, and that's another misconception. People see greyhounds and they think that they're these crazy, hyperactive, nutty dogs. They're not. They are lazy. Yeah. Lazy. Like, so long as they have somewhere comfortable to lay, a couch, a doggy bed, whatever, they'll spend their day there. Like, just totally chill.
That's cool. I like that. I like sight hounds. I've never had one, but I like that. I've always had, this is my first terrier, actually, the terrier type, where the ground and small motors activate his shadow side. But sight hounds, I think that would be my thing, is what if it sees something and it takes off and I can't control it?
There's a hard and fast rule when you own a sight hound, whether it's a greyhound, a whippet. Yeah. I'm not too sure about Italian greys. I can't pronounce the name. It's the Russian sight hounds, the real fluffy ones. Borghese or something like that. Salukis. All those, anything with sight hounds, they cannot be off leash ever.
Yeah, because that's an instinctual. Yeah,
because they just chase. You know,
right.
So
yeah, I'd have road rash from here to Arizona. Okay, if I had a sight hound, honestly.
Yeah, and they're and I don't know about the ones that are bred via the AKC, but the greyhounds that I've gotten have always been previous racers, and they are so gentle on a leash because they're used to being handled on a leash. So they don't pull, they don't, like they're cool. Yeah. So the only thing is, it's like, you get this ginormous dog and then you bring it home and it's like a puppy, because most of the time, depending on where you get them from, if it's like from a foster home, it may be different, but most of them have never been inside a house. So it's like, what the hell is it? You know what I mean? So you have this full grown adult dog that is kind of like a puppy. So they have to be house trained and all that stuff. They don't know, but
that's how Cannoli was when I got her. She didn't even know what the grass was.
Oh, because she was a puppy mill breeding mama.
She was a breeding mama. She was only in a cage. She had calloused, and all her bony prominences were calloused and I put her in the grass and it was completely foreign to her. I was like, wow. Oh. Yeah. But she learned quick. She learned quick. Oh, trust me. She had a little devil spirit inside of her, please.
Yeah. It's just sad that.
Oh, people do sick things.
Oh, yeah. I just saw a picture on Twitter of this. Cover your ears, people, if you're sensitive. This bitch that went hunting and killed a black bear, mama bear, and her 2 cubs. For what? For what? For what?
You know what? I'll tell you what for. Because someday they're going to need to study that stupid brain. That's why.
It's when I see shit like that I always hope that one day that person's going to be out there and is going to get mauled by a goddamn bear.
I don't know why, what the power thing is about that. Like, where are you going to, put it. Like, I understand fishing, like catch and release. You put the fish back. I don't know anybody who doesn't put the fish back, but, you know, maybe there are a few that need to eat, you know. But the hunting thing, if you're not eating that, if you don't need that as a source of survival,
no, what's the point?
There's really no point in destroying it.
Nope.
Like that, right?
Nope.
So that's just my perspective. Who we read
just, when I see stuff like that, it makes me so angry. It's like, and that's why I was like, I hope people like this just get mauled by bears and mountain lions and everything else, you know, because it's like, that animal didn't do nothing to you. You went to its territory.
Yeah.
Its territory with the purpose of.
Oh, yeah. You know, their karma jar is full, and I don't need to fill in any more than it already is. They did that to themselves. How you're going to snap out of that, you know?
Yeah. So, Ona, since you're practicing astrology, do you have any message that you want to provide to the audience? If you don't want to, that's fine. About the upcoming Gemini season or anything like that?
I was thinking about doing a video when I got home, but I think right now is the sun, and now the moon is about to move into Cancer, but both the sun and the moon are in Gemini, and air hasn't been represented really well for a while. So now that both the sun and moon are in Gemini, which is an air sign, whose ruler is Mercury, okay, and we know Mercury just is going direct. If you have scrambled or marbled thoughts, write it out, okay? Just write it out. This is a kind of week of achieving some homeostasis with your thoughts and your communication, okay? It's just that kind of couple of days of that, and then we can like go full steam into Gemini season. But if you've not experienced marbled thoughts, please put the recipe down in the comment section on what fixtures, because it's been a deluge of that kind of stuff going on. So,
well, thank you so much for breaking down the astrological.
That's what's happening this fun week.
Temperature. Forecast. That's the right.
It's going to be warm. It's going to be warm.
So I have nothing to announce now that we've been chatting for 12 minutes. I have nothing to announce. I'm going to have a crazy week ahead with work and a bunch of other stuff. So I may not go live. I'm not sure. It's just been crazy around here with work and everything. So I'll be on when I have time. So
there is some aggressive stuff happening that you kind of want to watch for, like Mars just moved into Leo, and that's kind of like an aggressive thing. So road ragey type of stuff.
We'll watch it. Yeah, be
road rage with your own self in your own head. That's kind of normal thing to happen around this time too, when Mars just kind of moved in like that.
And if you come across a person, whether it's in the road or the parking lot or the grocery store, that's just being an asshole, just walk away. Because some people are, you know. So, speaking of Geminis,
yes.
Let's see. We got a couple to choose from here. We got Giuliani and Trump. Which one do you want to start with, Ona?
Let them pick.
Okay, who do you guys want to start with, Giuliani or Trump? And I'm on StreamYard. I can't put up a poll, so sorry about that. Did you see the stuff that came out on Giuliani?
I barely got an idea. I feel like partly it's too close to E. Jean Carroll's case that one is folding right into another. So I didn't want to get too into it because he's only got one sexual, like Giuliani should have dozens, you know?
They're saying Giuliani. the accusations that woman is saying that he was forcing her to work naked, forcing her to perform oral sex on him. I'm like, like while he's on the
pictures.
Phone.
She's the one in the pictures that they're, and so what was this somebody that was a side piece for him while he was married?
I think she was like an assistant. She was his employee at some capacity. So I don't know if she was like an assistant or what exactly, but the allegations, I was just like, and then on top of it, he didn't pay her.
Yeah.
On top of that, so she's suing to get her what he owes her for work. But while she's working for him, he's sexually harassing her, forcing her. Well, I'll say forcing, but I have my own thoughts on that too. To perform oral sex on him while he's on the phone, work naked. Like, I'm just like, this is the guy that is on film that got pranked, shoving his hand down his pants for that Borat movie. I'm like,
ugh. Yeah. I mean, he's so gross. So, okay. So this woman is now all of a sudden, she's like, I'm done with this, diving in and throwing down a lawsuit. But sounds like some of it was she worked for him. So,
and he hasn't paid her in like, I don't even know how long. So I want to know what will be the outcome, because she's suing him.
Yeah.
Which I'll just keep my mouth shut. But because I was going to say, girl, you should have called that in and pressed criminal charges against him.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. And the guy ain't got no money, so I don't know what you're trying to get out of him, so it's like, can we see what happens with him in the sexual assault case?
Yeah. What's her name?
Do you guys in the comments, do you know the lady's name for the Rudy Giuliani? Hold on, let me see.
Wow, she is a brave lady. That's for sure. Nicole Dunphy. All right.
Dunphy.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you. Well, so far, Steve, she's making allegations that they were selling pardons. However, there is no textual or any other sort of evidence that can be used in court. It's just her saying that they were doing it. So we'll look at that too. But first, we're going to start with the sexual assault allegations.
What'd you get? Taste and lust. Whoa.
Girl, can you imagine that? Just no, don't. You're gonna need brain bleach.
Laughing things. I just can't even. Can't throw a light out there. Oh, she was kind of cute too. Isn't she pretty? Sort of. This is what I'm worried about her safety.
You're worried about her safety?
Yeah. Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Well, the Queen of Swords in this deck, this is the Bosch deck. The Queen of Swords is getting her throat cut in this deck.
Ooh. You know what they're saying in the comments?
But representing the one who is actually doing the cutting, meaning I'll cut you off before you have any opportunity to respond in that kind of a way. But it seems like, she might be in some kind of maybe physical, and I'm sure she's thought of that and she has proper security. There's no doubt.
They're saying in the comments that the woman had just come out of an abusive marriage, and Rudy Giuliani was telling her that, oh yeah, I'll help you. You can come work for me, this, that, and the other thing. But
yeah,
and then he turns around and does the same goddamn thing, if not worse.
He groomed her like, a predator. He groomed her. He gave her no outlets, right? If she leaves the company or whatever, then she has nothing. And if she stays there and tolerates it, she has everything. He groomed her that way. Let's see what the outcome is. But I think, they are he is in trouble for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. This is going to turn into a thing.
I get the outcome for her is she's going to speak against him. She's going to testify of her transition or why she moved towards him. She is going to speak about his desire and his affair with Giuliani.
Yeah.
She's going to speak about it. The outcome, he's going to be in trouble.
This is my outcome card, Ascent of the Blessed, which is the judgment card. That is the ending. The judgment card. So I'm not saying he's going to pass away before any of this, but it's a judgment that goes deep on this. So there is. And there's all that stuff. They, Adam and Eve kind of grooming, the serpent kind of grooming Eve there. Not just him, but she was abused probably by other people in the same company or firm or whatever. He sort of volleyed her.
Probably. And it's after the E. Jean Carroll case, that one lady that was Melania's best friend that worked in the administration, after the Eugene Carroll case comes out, oh yeah, we had to stop him from sexually assaulting a bunch of women. You wait until now to say something years later, and then people wonder why women don't come forward. Because women like her help the predators kick women down for not opening your mouth and saying nothing.
Right. But that part of the grooming process is they believe there's going to be physical harm done to them, their family, all those things that they said were going to happen, right? And they're afraid that those things are going to happen if they don't say something. But when it becomes to the point where this person has too much power, something needs to be said. Yeah. He's going to be in trouble.
So this lady, the one that's filing the sexual assault and sexual harassment suit against Giuliani, is also claiming, however, she does not have evidence to back it up. There's no text, there's no phone calls, there's no recorded phone calls, there is no evidence. It is just her saying and accusing Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani of having a pay-for-play $2 million a pop for pardons. Can we ask if Rudy Giuliani and Trump were selling pardons? Ugh, God, I need brain bleach.
Open the window. The air's getting toxic now.
My window is open. I'm just like, ugh.
I had to close it because of traffic. The half marathon was today and all kinds of stuff. Farmers markets and everything. It was just, traffic was crazy. So what's the question?
Were Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump selling pardons? And the reason I know this is because the lady's lawyer was on Ari Melber, and he was like, no, we do not have physical evidence. So no textual evidence, no emails, no phone calls that we could present in court. She's just accusing them because she was there. So it's she said, he said sort of thing,
All right, I'm just going to pick from the deck, and you guys are going to see it first, okay?
Is that the tower?
That's the banquet inferno. That is the devil.
Oh, that's, oh,
Mm-hmm.
what is
That's
it called?
15.
The Banquet Inferno?
Yes, it's an infernal banquet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Several pardons. Look at them. All of them in there. Look at them all. All the zombies. Yeah.
Mm-mm. No, Chris Wickens, according to her attorney on Ari Melber's show, they do not have any evidence, no text, no phone calls, no emails. That is what her lawyer stated on the Ari Melber show.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that the entourage was abusing something quite a bit. It was a lifestyle of abuse.
Yeah.
There.
Well, that's, I mean, you know, when you have a high ceiling or a high overhead, you have to think of all these ways to keep making money coming in, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, they're selling pardons. Absolutely.
So, can we ask, will it be proven in court that they were selling pardons?
Let's see. Let's find out. Let's find out. They do that here. I mean,
we have speculated this since Trump was in office. Do you think he let Steve Bannon off the hook because they're best friends? No.
Right.
Do you think he let half those people off the hook because of the kindness of his heart? No. We're not stupid, but we can have a bias or an opinion or an idea. The problem is proving it in a court of law. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Some of these went backwards.
Because, I mean, holy shit, what would happen if they're able to prove that in court? Like,
would it change anything?
What would that mean for the people that were pardoned? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's
because it was a corrupt pardon because you paid for it.
Yeah.
You know, like.
I would think that they would have to do there would have to be some kind of recompense for that.
You would think.
They have to pay or community service or, you know.
I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. They're going to super defensive. Yeah, man. The payoff is yeah. Yep. It's going to go on for a long time. It's going to go on for a long time. I couldn't put a timeline on it, but yes, definitely they're defensive. They're on the defense there, and their challenge is justice. What, you know, around it is stuff like strength and ideas and money eventually gets illuminated. Yes, just around the corner, it popped out again.
Jeez.
Yep. And that is that what's working against you, right? Everybody's kind of working against them. And then more defense at the end. It's just like time. There's just back and forth, fighting amongst yourselves, getting more attorneys, you know, that kind of thing. Delay.
Will it be proven? There's going to be a lot of research, and it's going to take even more time. But the priority right now I'm getting is the classified stuff. So will it be proven? There's going to be a move towards something that's going to take time to research and get knowledge on it. But it's like the most pressing thing is the classified stuff too.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So
that's the next hit, right? The classified stuff will be the next set of indictments.
Well, I had that on my list too. Hold on. Let me clear out the questions that we've already asked. So yeah, let's go to the classified documents. So the lawyer that was representing him in the classified documents case quit. He quit.
Just recently?
I think it was this last week, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of lawyers quit. The lawyer that was the law firm that was representing George, Anthony, LaQuisha, Shanene, Monique, Enrique, Carlos, Santiago.
Oh, they need
freaking Anthony DeVolder quit,
right.
Probably because he broke. The lawyer representing Rudy Giuliani quit. And then the lawyer that was representing Trump in the classified documents case quit. So can we start there? Is he going to why did he quit? I'm thinking it's because, he's going to be a witness of some sort, so you can't represent somebody.
Oh, there was a conflict of interest, maybe?
Or maybe
or that's his excuse?
I don't know what his excuse is. I have no idea. But I'm wondering if he's going to be used as a witness because he was representing him on the classified documents case. So why did Trump's lawyer quit? He's going to be going on penny saver soon. Getting himself a layaway lawyer.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Okay, Kim Hawkins is saying the lawyer for the classified documents quit because of the CNN interview. It counteracted what letter he wrote to Congress today before. Oh, okay. He said it was because Boris Epstein withheld information and wouldn't let him get the info he needed. Obstruction. So, okay, let's see. I'm going to ask if he's going to be used as a witness. Ty Cobb.
Okay, let's ask if he's going to be used as a witness.
Okay.
Because I think this is exactly why he quit. As you read the comments and the cards start to unfold, it makes more sense that he quit because he's going to be a witness. Bummer.
Then he's got the other lawyer that disappeared. She's trying to evade a subpoena. So she just I think she's hiding out in her mom's basement or something.
I would. There's money involved in this decision also. Are you getting that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This was probably a decision mostly based on money. The three of us, like assessing the situation and money here, the outcome is money exchanging hands. And the initial, which is 6 of Earth, right? The, going back in time kind of thing. Mm-hmm. There was a better offer for something else. He's needed for something else. There's money maybe he didn't think he was going to get paid.
For the person in the chat saying that he can't be turned witness because of attorney-client privilege, that is incorrect because Jack Smith was able to pierce the attorney-client privilege with the other lawyer who was hiding classified documents. So the judge ordered that lawyer, you're going to talk because he was trying to use attorney-client privilege. The one that wrote the letter and then had the other lawyer sign it that said, there's no more classified documents hidden. He's the one that wrote the letter and then gave it to that Ali Bobert girl or whatever her name was. And she signed it. He was trying to get off the hook of testifying to Jack Smith because of attorney-client privilege.
Yeah.
Jack Smith took that to the court and pierced it because it was a crime fraud exception. And the lawyer and the judge said, oh, no. That's the crime fraud exception. You got to talk. Fuck your attorney-client privilege. So I get money too. There's some working, if I read this as work.
Yeah, the
fish business transactions, shopping, and then loyalty. So something suspicious possibly as well with the work and shopping for loyalty or an abundance of loyalty or something like that. A business partner.
Yeah.
Business friend. So.
Yeah, almost something sort of underhanded, like something would be discovered maybe that would disqualify him. In the end.
And yet people keep lining up to.
You know what? They're getting paid something. I'm surprised he doesn't have an astrologer, Lenormand card reader, because at this point, it's the only one who's going to take money from him. I'll take his money. He wants to come over for a reading? Come on, I'll tell you what to do. I don't know why people line up to continue to support and represent him. I don't know.
It's like, did you not see the 800,000 lawyers before you that are getting fined, that are about to lose their licenses, that he never paid? You know, it's like,
yeah.
What's the hell? And then that taco penis guy. Oh my God. He looks like he did a fucking mountain of cocaine, girl. His eyes are like this big.
Now he's not on any other list of representation. Now is Taco Pina over? That was just the E. Jean Carroll case?
Yeah, that was just the E. Jean Carroll stuff.
Okay, so now we're on a whole new team.
It's like, dude, where are you getting your freaking lawyers, man? Like,
And Trump is paying his lawyers in signed baseball gloves or something, right?
Yeah. NFT cards that are worth zero.
Here's your commemorative, coin.
Oh my God.
It'll be worth.
So, staying with Spanky here, when timing is weird, okay? So take this with a grain of salt, people. When will Jack Smith conclude his 1-6 investigation?
Okay. One card flew out.
What? Which one?
It would be 7 of Swords, so 7 weeks by summer's end or by midsummer. By the middle of July.
But then he would still have to give it to DOJ, right?
Yep. Yeah, so that's when his packet gets turned over, or docket gets turned over. That's when he finishes, right? That's what flew out. Swords this is the legal stuff. It's the 7. Only meaning that it might fall upon deaf ears or blind eyes, right? Snake.
Look at the number.
Hello. See? July
24th. It on timing, take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, all day, right? But don't mess with the spirit cards. Okay, 7. Keep the 7s happy in your head, in the vortex there, because that yeah.
So in the Lenny's, the 7 is 7 days, or July, or the 7th of the month. Well, obviously, we're in May, so July, maybe July something. But you're getting 7 weeks, so that would put us.
That would be the beginning of July.
Around the summertime, which is cool because his grand tableau shows the big shit starts to hit in the summer. But I was having a hard time distinguishing in that grand tableau where the Eugene Carroll stuff was happening.
Okay.
And when the Fani Willis stuff in Georgia was happening, because the column next to him was where the law was showing up, but there was so many women there that I couldn't pull the threads apart.
Now that this has occurred, can you see it better? Now that this verdict has occurred?
Well, it's very clear. Is it this one? Yeah, it's very clear. He's right here. Not that you can see it. He's right down this column.
Yeah.
So it's tree, man, mountain, moon, and garden. Next to him is where the law happened. So his present column was in March. And I said in that video, because I did 2 or 3 parts to it, that I didn't see the law happening in March. I saw the law happening the following month, because that's where the law shows up. And it was something around a woman. Well, it was in April. There was the Eugene Carroll case that just happened in April. And there was another thing that happened in April too. What happened in April besides the conviction? The criminal counts are in the column before him. So it's the lilies, the fox, the letter, the fish, and the clouds. So the investigation about abuse and a pattern of abuse, fox in the house of whip, letter in the house of tower, official records, fish in the house of letter, official business records, chronic fraud. Okay. And when you look here, the letter is card number 27. Okay. Right below it is the fish, which is card number 34. There's your 34 indictments for falsifying business records.
Yeah.
But it shows up in the column beforehand. See what I'm saying? So, but that happened in April. So perhaps as this tableau moves this way and comes back this way is when this starts to go to trial and get resolved.
Yeah.
So it's still a little bit confusing.
Also see this thing that, his CNN, whatever he did on CNN, is also making an impact on subsequent indictments.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
there with the moon and the clouds, and the CNN would be probably the satellite impacting the whole thing.
Yeah, and so
I couldn't stomach myself to watch that.
I couldn't either. And then there's like a people are up in arms at CNN because of what CNN did airing that town hall. That's what they're reporting, that producers and workers there are just like livid that CNN
it's so marketing, like such a marketing thing that it makes them look cheesy.
Yeah,
it makes them look like liquid cheese,
and their ratings continue to go down as a public backlash. People are just leaving the network. They're like,
no. I stopped watching CNN. I watched MSNBC, not too much, smaller doses, because for a long time now I stopped allowing people to yell at me.
Yeah.
To get their point across. I'm like, you don't have to yell.
Yeah.
I got the TV on. And it's just that, hyperbole and acceleration and it's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's another thing. When is Jack Smith going to conclude his investigation into the stolen documents?
Okay.
So we asked about concluding his investigation into January 6th. We both got around July. So now let's see about the stolen documents.
didn't he? I believe he threw himself under the bus in that, talking about classified documents, right?
Oh yeah,
I think the right to. Didn't he like spin himself under the bus
on that town hall?
Yeah. So now probably that would accelerate this whole thing too.
He's a fucking clown, but I mean, give him a microphone, he'll incriminate himself in another 300 freaking crimes that we didn't know about.
You know what? And when you go back and you, in retrospect, he always threw himself under the bus.
Yeah.
Always did.
He does all the time.
I know.
All the time. He said that the documents were his, that he can declassify them whenever he wants with telepathy. And he didn't use the word telepathy because that's too much of a big word, too many syllables for him. But
he can't word right.
Yeah. No. Bigly.
Oh. God. Well, I got swords again. I got the 10 of swords. So that would be about 10 weeks, and that would be round about the same time. Seems like summer is going to be one suck fest.
I'm here for it.
Right. So 7-10 weeks. Yeah. Sort of wrapping things up around the same time. I think they're trying to probably accelerate before he gets momentum on his whole, network.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got the child, which is the 13th or 1 year minimum. I doubt it's going to be the 13th because we're on the 21st. And then I pulled the clouds, which would be 6 days or June because it's number 6. So perhaps around the summer. It's going to be like a summer of
pure hell.
I'm here for it. Ooh. So when is Fannie Willis going to indict? Just freaking just drop them every single day. 34 counts here, 57 counts there, 85 counts here, 308, 1 count for every freaking classified document he stole. So that'll be like thousands. So let's see.
So whether you are into divination or, believe in it, or, like you said, this is purely for entertainment purposes to start this conversation or the narrative going, the same freaking card came out on a different deck, the 7 of Swords. 7 weeks. The clock is, you can't hide that clock there. It's ticking, Donnie. You can't hide that shit. Why the 7 of Swords flipped out twice, 2 different decks? Did she already say July? Was that in the back of my matrix already?
I don't know. I just pulled questions off of Twitter.
Okay.
I have no idea. So the first card I got was the Tower, which is 19 days or on the 19th. The following is the Ship, which is card number 3, March or 3 months. So I would say around 3 months from now, around like the 19th, maybe. Yeah. Or because this is also the law moves in 3 months. So we're, what month are we on? May, June, July? That would be around August.
Yeah. It's one hit after another. And I think someday we'll reflect on all the worry we had that he was actually going to execute this whole running again, because I never saw it. I never smelled it. I never tasted it. I never pictured him back in that same place. I don't see it in my head.
Huh.
Blocked.
So okay, so can we do a spread to see over the next 3 months for him? What's coming up for him over the next 3 months?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use this deck again. Has malaria showed up on anything? Because I see her. I smell her Chanel. That's for sure.
I haven't heard anything.
Or he doesn't have enough money to pay her to make any appearances right now.
I have no
sympathy. Gets paid for those. Yeah, she gets paid to show up, like Beyonce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Otherwise, she's not.
She's just as gross as he is.
Oh, God, right? Oh.
She's just as gross.
All of them. You know, you think about what each first lady had to offer in terms of, you know, the community, like a gardening, fitness, even Nancy Reagan's trying to stop drinking policy or whatever she did. Yeah. It was stupid. But what did malaria actually have to offer?
Well, she had that whole campaign to stop online bullying, and it's like, that's rich coming from you, honey, when your husband is all over Twitter putting targets on people's back.
That was her, that was her cry for help. To get him to shut up, like stop bullying. Really, she was trying to tell him indirectly, maybe.
She did that.
Just a lot of drag makeup. That's all I could think of, really.
Yeah, that's right, Mom. Be Best. She had the Be Best campaign. She went to go visit all the government orphaned freaking kids in those concentration camps with the "I don't care how about you" jacket. She tore out the rose garden that Jackie Kennedy put in, and then she turned the White House into that with the red Christmas trees. Remember that?
Right. Space Christmas.
Yeah. Ugh. It looked like something out of a Stephen King movie. Remember the shining red rum and all the blood comes.
Yes. Just all storefronts, right? Really. Yeah. That's what you would see. Yeah. Then that's what you get with her. It's just the front. So let's see what Donnie's like. Oh my God. Like if he came to the table and he said, what's the next 3 months going to look like? I get the special spray out after he left the room. That's for sure. More indictments.
I got the same thing too. Oh, that's a cool card. That's a typewriter. What card is that?
Yes, more indictments. It's the 4 of fire. So it'll be 4 of wands. It's like a completion. It's a letter.
I get
it's a finalization sort of thing. Oh, and his challenge is the money. That might be the thing that really is a problem, is he can't dispense what he owes, and nobody's going to represent him anymore. What'd you get? This is
okay. I'm going to see. I don't know if you can see all this. Can you see all that? Is that okay? So I did a box spread for the next 3 months. Down this column, indictments. Okay.
Yep.
News about him and his desires or his passions. Also could be literal about his heart, because he's got the scythe here, surgery, heart blockage. I'm just putting that out there, even though I don't get the tree here. Okay. That's one way to interpret that. But also another way to interpret this is danger, because of how he's desired or how he's been so passionate about obstructing stuff. So there's more indictments here. And then here's something very, very, very widespread, very vast in regards to shopping and payments, transactions, money, abundance, and obstruction. These two here are about checks. Paperwork that he has obstructed. So perhaps the classified documents that he has obstructed this way. This is checks. Let's see here. Also, love letters, mail that was delivered. Okay, love letters. So perhaps keeping stuff from his lover, Kim Jong-un or Kung Pao Chicken. Or
yeah,
whatever.
I have. That is who I got.
What card is that? Hold on.
It's the Mirror of Water. So it looks like the support from overseas. And if you look at the guy, there's a quality there. When you said that. So I'm peeling off the top of the deck as I'm walking along the next 3 months out here. Very interesting.
So
yeah.
It could be a National Archive situation because there's a love letter here. So you know how they were writing letters back and forth to Kim Jong-un and he kept them.
Yeah.
So, and then the documents that were obstructed here. There's an abundance of charges and indictments coming because there's a pattern here that's very widespread, and a pattern of obstruction. Also an abusive enemy here. Danger when it comes to something around his businesses. So there was a cut there, but also something to do with media and his business. That's in big trouble. So because this right here, letter nights over here, not only checks, but an abundance of messages that are delivered on the internet. So perhaps something on his media platform or something like that, where there's something business related there that runs into a bunch of trouble. And it shows a pattern of obstruction, a pattern of problems, but the money is short here. It's short. It's drying up. So
it's drying up. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Perhaps like that Truth Social situation, because it shows that there's a pattern of abusing that money and then it hits a blockage. Do you see what I'm saying? Because of an indictment. So it just makes me wonder if like something happens with Truth Social, as well as the fake elector scheme, the Fannie Willis stuff, the Jack Smith stuff, because the pattern of it is very widespread. It's almost like there's a template. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on. What else am I missing here? Yeah. Rider nights down to Scythe. So a visitor is canceled, but also messages that of danger and obstruction, with it nighting down to the mountain as well. So this is looking like the classified docs case, but also what's weird is I don't get the crossroads, which would be the elections, but it's widespread abuse.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's a pattern to the records to cut something out. So, but he's not, good luck with that. It's just this bottom line, even though I don't get the tree in this reading, take this with a grain of salt. Surgery, danger, something that happens very sudden.
You know what? Don't
literally his heart blocked.
I'm saying, okay, what would be hypothetically, okay, what would be 3 cards that would say somebody's on life support?
Well, you would need the tree nearby.
Tree.
And the only reason I'm saying that is because the hand tableau right above his head is the tree. It's not far away.
No, it's not. Look
here, there's number 28. That's him. Right above him is the tree. That's health. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like.
It could be, yeah. I kept seeing that when you move the camera, and then I kept hearing that, and I remember pulling that before that life support situation.
I don't see him on life support. I mean, this could be news of an accident, news of surgery. The writer, one way to interpret this is a message or a delivery gets canceled.
So could he be like pretending to be sick to get out of, like say, oh, now all of a sudden we've got
I was questioning it because in his grand tableau, the tree is sitting in house, so it's at the very, very top.
Yeah.
So I can't box this in. I can only look at what's immediately touching it and then knighting it. Okay. Yep. So what's right around it, it's the lilies, the tree, and the woman. When I did that grand tableau, I was having a hard time because the tree is touching him and it's touching her. Yeah. So I was like, okay. So I was trying to pull the threads to apply it to one and the other. Okay. Down here, you have the fox in the house of wit. The fox is very sneaky and conniving, fraudulent. Okay. And right next to that, the tree knights over to the crossroads. The crossroads would be your exit. Yeah. So trying to be very smart about how you're going to get out of this, will look right above it, the tree, manipulate something with health.
That's what I think. And that's so classic narcissist.
And then the tree knights down. Yeah. The tree is knighting down to the snake. Health trouble. The snake is sitting in house fox. Manipulation and cunning. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? So I had that question and it was just very hard to decipher it. But then I see this and it's like,
Yeah, no, I gotta walk in on that to believe it, honestly, because that's very classic symptom of malignant narcissism, is to pretend like you're sick so that you get some kind of empathy, breakdown with a headache, or I'm getting whatever is that an escapism.
Yeah, it's an escape route. But this is what I don't understand. This man has spent the last 7 years, going on 8 years now, making this persona of him being this greater than life. Like right now on his Truth Social, he's fear-mongering that Biden is going to start World War III and he is the only one that can stop it. So he's built up this entire persona of being a strong man.
Yeah.
And you have fucked yourself. You have fucked up so gloriously that you're willing to take yourself from this exaggerated sense of self that you've been portraying to, oh, I'm sick, I can't walk, I had I mean, the guy almost died from COVID because he refused to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
It's like, so it boggles my mind, but I guess
it's like the Harvey Weinstein thing, and I hate to bring that up, but when you saw him get arrested and then you saw him with a walker, please.
Yeah.
Please, that the gray hair, the feel sorry for me thing.
Manafort did that
body. Too. Oh my God.
Paul Manafort did that too. He went into court in a wheelchair.
Yes.
So I see what you're saying. I totally see what you're saying, but it boggles my mind that someone that has spent so many years portraying themselves as freaking Superman is all of a sudden going to be, oh, I'm so sick, I can't run for president, or, oh, I'm so sick, you can't possibly send me to jail.
Yep. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Anyways, so we got that out of the way. Speaking of Donald Trump, Thune, which is the second in charge in the House, not in the House, in the Senate. The Senate.
Yes.
He looks like Lurch from the Addams Family, the super tall guy.
I know who he is. He was a whip. He was the Republican whip for a while.
Yep. So, oh shit, I just closed my notes. So he is endorsing Tim Scott, which Tim Scott is an Uncle Tom, and as Johnny would say, and I feel terrible saying this because I'm not a black person, but he's a house Negro. He's the only black man in Congress, and he does everything that works against the Black communities.
Yeah,
Thune is endorsing Tim Scott for his presidential bid. So is there a Republican strategy behind closed doors? Because we know these people talk out both sides of their mouth. Is there a strategy behind closed doors to keep Trump out of office?
I feel like I just got stung by a bee on my left side. Okay, so that's...
What does that mean?
Well, Sagittarius rules the thigh. That's around November-ish time.
Okay.
Let's just call that November-ish time.
So is there a Republican strategy to keep Trump out of office? If there wasn't, there wouldn't be so many candidates. And I'm just going to say it right now. Because they got
the whip. He was the Republican whip. So he is somebody who, spins the verb and manipulates.
Yep. I get, yes, they're trying to establish change within the party. There's change, establish, and then the party. They're trying to change the party behind closed doors. Which, like I said, if they didn't, they wouldn't have Tim Scott, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, a bunch of people. They would leave the door open for him.
Yep. That's a yes. Yeah. That's the Queen of Swords, too.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like before you even know it hits you. So, yep.
Mm-mm-mm.
You know what? That's good. That's, for whatever they feel like they need to protect, at least they recognize that he's a liability and not an asset. Right?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, come on, Ona. He lost you the House, the Senate, and the presidency.
Right.
The guy's a fucking loser. Every person he's endorsed has lost. But, okay. So we're going to switch gears here. And I found this article pretty interesting. California governor, who's my governor, Gavin Newsom, has sent a public records request to the Florida Department of Education, as well as textbook publishers, to see which publishers Florida has asked to change their school textbooks about race and other historical subjects. This came after Florida rejected 30+% of social studies books that were proposed to the state's education department for next year. Newsom's request was sent because of his concern that publishers of those textbooks are being used here in California schools and may be edited because of what little Nazi to Satan in Florida is trying to do.
Right.
And Gavin Newsom is claiming parents have a right to know what's happening to undermine their children's education. So here's the letter that he wrote. I'm going to read it. Office of the Governor, May 20th, 2023, regarding the Florida K-12 social studies textbooks. And it says, Dear Publisher, earlier this month, the Florida Department of Education rejected dozens of social studies textbooks and worked with publishers to edit dozens more, erasing topics about race, civic engagement, and historical protests. California will not be complicit in Florida's attempt to whitewash history through laws and backroom deals. Parents have a right to know what's happening in the dark to undermine our children's education. And California deserves to know whether any of the companies designing textbooks for our state's classrooms are the same ones kowtowing to Florida's extremist agenda. To date, Florida officials have not released full details around this process. This week, my office submitted to the Office of Governor DeSantis and the Florida Department of Education a public records request related to the situation. Specifically, we are seeking all communications between their offices and textbook publishers reflecting the revisions that publishers proposed in order to get their textbooks approved for use in Florida. While we await a response to the public records request, I am seeking similar information from your company, which was identified as being engaged in this process and whose textbooks may also be adopted for use in California's public schools. Accordingly, I request that you disclose to my office whether your company submitted social studies textbooks for approval in Florida, and if so, whether your company was among those that agreed to make changes demanded by Florida officials. I also request that you provide excerpts reflecting any changes that your company agreed to make in response to Florida's demand. And then it says, please email yada, 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 and all this stuff. So that was the letter from Gav Newsom to the schools. So
did he not know who the publishers were? Because there's Scholastic, Donnaleigh, Putman.
Yeah, it just says on this Twitter, it was a screenshot of the let me see, it was a screenshot of the letter. So I can only see where it says,
yeah, he just wrote as a general, not to, because if any of these people, any of these publishers have any vested interest in, DeSantis there, they will do as he says.
So can we ask, will the publishing companies comply with Governor Newsom's request?
Okay. Our grade school books were Scholastic. My college textbooks were Macmillan. My ex-husband worked for Putman. I can't see how he can just exclude, one company, because that's
I think. Yeah, and I'm kind of curious to see which one, or if he just was a general letter and it was sent to each one that he has reports on that complied. Because he has every right to. Just because Florida wants to write revisionist and teach revisionist history does not mean that the rest of the fucking United States has to do the same thing, And yeah, I don't spend my tax dollars buying from companies that are kowtowing to a fucking Nazi. I'll be pissed.
Right. And drink your Bud Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have the doors kind of shut. It's a little vague. I've got that Two of Swords, like they're sort of in between, or maybe he said something before. To me, this is the card where you said something a little before you should have.
Okay.
Right? Because he might get himself into trouble, and kind of shut the door on that. You know what? And then the Tower card.
Ooh. What does that mean?
I don't think he's going to get what he asked for. No, he's not. And then the Knight of Swords. No, he's remote. It's remote. Yeah. I think, no, I'm afraid it might be a fool's errand.
I get, yes, but it's going to take a long time for them to make a change or turn something over.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a long time, and it may need to be moved along or progressed to a higher level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So instead of just writing a letter, perhaps get lawyers involved or something.
See how you can. What are you putting, like blinders on your kids? Like just driving somewhere and reading road signs and questioning what. I just don't see how you can get away with some of these extremely intense restrictions. It just doesn't make sense.
You saw what DeSantis did a few months ago where he banned AP Black History.
Yeah, like it doesn't.
And then the colleges fucking folded and were like, okay. And then after public outrage, they turned around and put it back. It's like, why? Why are you? And here's the thing. I was born and raised. I grew up in Florida. And I will tell you, I have no shame in saying this. No shame in saying this. I'll be 45 this year. I did not learn about the Civil War going to school in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even know that it was a thing. I wasn't even taught that it was a thing until I moved here to California and started going to college.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So
I believe you. I believe you. I live in Tennessee.
Of teaching this revised history is that it's going to take a generation, and then the following generation is completely ignorant of of everything that happened. Do you see?
But I don't think so, because I think there'll always be movies, there'll always be other forms, other ways for kids to learn. It's not always going to be in school. In fact, I think school is it needs a major overhaul. My kids' experience in high school through COVID.
The shifter brains over there, the fucking idiot. What was her name? Oh yeah, because you have to bring guns into school because of bears. Betsy DeVos. After how she fucked the Department of Education, like,
oh my God, it's so bad. It was just so bad. Yeah. I think there'll always be we'll always know the truth because we'll be able to present it in ways. And really, I mean, it just blows my mind that Florida's like gay, okay? Like Disney World is like, what is he like trying to like, what is he doing?
No, and here's the thing, which is another question. The NAACP just put out a travel advisory for Florida for Black people and people in the LGBTQ community. They just put out a travel advisory.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. And then Disney, they just lost a fucking $1 billion or $2 billion deal with Disney because the Nazi over there keeps trying to fuck a mouse. And Disney said, fuck you. We're pulling, all this stuff out. And so they just lost $1 billion worth of profit, So my question is, and then Ron DeSantis, supposedly, it's rumored all over Twitter. I saw it posted on the page of that Hispanic lady that's always on The View. I think she's Colombian or something. That Ron DeSantis is supposed to be announcing his run for presidency or his campaign this week. And it's like, you can't even run your fucking state.
Yeah.
You have manufactured culture wars that are hurting people in your state. You think you can manage the entire United States?
He's really trying to ape this cult leader kind of thing. He's not, I think, cult leader for dummies was the pages were kind of stuck together when we went through because he's not that kind of leader. Trump is truly a cult leader.
You know what I just saw on Twitter too?
Truly.
He was Ron DeSantis was somewhere. I don't know where he was in the United States where he's doing this little tour.
He was just here in Peoria. Come to Chicago, you beast. You think you're gonna
come to California?
Your ass. Who's the one that's compromised here, buddy?
I forget where he was, but it was like at some diner or something. There was a bunch of people there. He wiped his fucking snot on somebody.
Yeah, he's a sick.
I'm like, not only do you eat pudding with 3 fingers, you wipe your snot on people. Like, what the fuck?
He's so gross. You know what? And I think he's mad because his kids are gay. A car fell out. Yep. Lots of news coming there. These two fell out. All the messages there you're listening to and the chariot. Yes, you guys. These 2 cards fell out. Messages, the 8 of Wands and the Chariot. So he seven, Chariot, card number 7. He probably will announce that this week.
I want to know.
Lots of mental health readings come in.
You do it, Ona, because it's like I'm gonna ask, because the guy has a snowball's chance in hell of being. But I just want to ask. How will his campaign for presidency go? Just for shits and giggles. How will Ron DeSantis's campaign for presidency?
I cannot stand another like Barbie doll kind of coiffed, made up sort of person. If anything, like his wife, have you seen what she looks like?
His wife?
Like heavily made up, the eyelashes.
She looks like a Stepford wife.
Yes.
She's a robot and not a real human being.
Abnormally skinny for 2 pregnancies, like not healthy, right? Not right to me. And I'm like, God, we need that role model? Seriously?
Yeah. So how will Satan's presidential campaign go? No, I'm telling you, she's not human. She's a Stepford wife. She's a blow-up doll. Okay, that he bought at the sex shop.
Yeah. Yep. This goes south so fast that I don't have to play more than 4 cards. How about it?
I'll be over there pouring gasoline on the fire.
It's pretty much over before it starts.
Oh, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be
great.
What cards did you get? I'm curious.
Here he is. This is the world, beginnings and endings, right? And he's got a fig leaf there on his wiener, and then the tower, like he literally falls right off. So with that fig leaf over that area, I think maybe there's a secret that comes out, an affair or this or that, right? The Hanged Man.
Ooh.
There's the Barbie doll.
Oof.
He makes her do all kinds of twisted, weird things. And then the Knight of Pentacles, it's just like kind of riding away. It might be financially, an excuse that it was a financial thing or some kind of money thing will get in the way. Maybe a better opportunity.
Okay, so these are the 4.
Why you want to sign up for this mess?
The ring, the heart, the cross, the man. Okay. And then he's followed by the fish. She's going to try to appease a very religious, dogmatic group of people where he thinks that there's going to be a lot of abundance and prosperity there. The problem is, jackass, dumbass motherfucker doesn't see that playing that role makes him suffer.
Oh yeah.
Suffer. So pandering to these people that are about marriages.
Yeah.
And very dogmatic about it. Very dogmatic, super religious. This is the card of suffering and pain. The people that like to punish others for their marriages and who they love.
Yeah.
So the evangelicals and all the wackadoodle crazies. Yeah. He thinks that there's abundance there. No, there's going to be a narrative around him that he hurts relationships and he hurts business. He hurts business. He's not good for partnerships with business.
Yeah.
Because of what you're doing to Disney. So
right. He does. And that's what I feel like there's just, he missed like a whole chapter where he's just looking at this immediate craving satisfaction. And he's not realizing that you got to save the cake for the whole year. You know, he's biting off like chunks of what he can get power over. And these people don't represent the majority of people.
No, they want a theocracy based on their religious beliefs. Like I just saw somebody in the comments, and I'm sorry I didn't catch their name, but yeah, I saw that there are certain states, there's a few states right now that are trying to outlaw divorce, Ona. Divorce. Because the Bible said even though it's not anywhere in the fucking Bible, but their interpretation.
Yeah, don't you? But you have to have a baby. That if your man gets you pregnant, but you can't. No, and see how none of it makes sense. None of it makes like logical sense. Proper linear thinking, right? No. And why are you so obsessed with other people who they love? Why is it
what they're doing? It's like bad. You are not God's crusader, and it is your job. Your entrance into past the pearly gates is not dependent on how many souls you save. If you think that they're going to burn in hell, let them fucking burn in hell. It's none of your fucking business.
Right.
It's none of your goddamn business. And this mythology that abortions are murdered because of the mythology that the evangelicals have made, as if women were out getting abortions just because we're bored and we have nothing else better to do because we were too lazy to take birth control, without considering the 8 million different things that could go wrong during a pregnancy.
Sometimes I see the comments and things, and I just can't believe how ignorant people are. Like, they think that women do this. They think that the states pay for these abortions, which is wrong. They're all private pay. I don't know. Again, why people are obsessed with the unborn. It's not your business.
It's none of your fucking business. And if you're so obsessed, then give the pregnant woman all the tax breaks of a mother that has fucking kids. Oh, can't do that, can we?
Right.
Can't do that.
Or house them, or find houses for them.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Like George Carlin said, when you're in the womb, you're fine. When you're born, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because they have no interest. Like they just, in one of those red states, they just voted to not give free lunches.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of those kids, I was one of them. Some of your meals were your breakfast or lunch at school.
Yeah.
Because you were fucking poor. So now you're going to take that away too? You're going to punish a child because of whatever situation their parents are going through financially, but then tell me again how you're so Christian and full of love.
Right.
It's like,
It's not. That is the most unchristian thing you can do. And all the people really, truly, sometimes you can depend on, or the grassroots movements and food pantries and urban gardens and everything where it's coming local. And I won't personally let anybody starve.
No, it's just sick. You
not around here.
You can't sit there and claim that you're a Christian and you're a good Christian, but you're advocating to starve people that are fucking poor. Because I'm a recovering Catholic. I don't read the Bible. I haven't read the Bible since my fucking first communion, which was, and I was little. But to my memory, one of Jesus's teaching was feed the poor, take care of the sick. But we don't like that. It doesn't fit our narrative, like.
Yeah. Or we can't afford to, or whatever. It's, what, things are going to change. We've got a lot of migrants that came in the past few months, and we are a sanctuary city, which makes Chicago funded for this purpose. But there is a ceiling on the funds.
Yeah.
And it seems to have been exhausted. And they're going to be housing some right close to me where I live here at by Wright College. And I could use some people to work at the greenhouse this summer.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
Bring it.
A lot of these immigrants that come over work 10 times as hard as any fucking white man you'll find on the goddamn street.
After what they've been through, they have had more than enough background check for me to consider them worthy, truly. Yeah. More of a background check than I need, that you survive that sort of hardship.
Yeah.
Than any paper garbage crap that you could throw my direction.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fucking asshole.
We'll see.
So moving along.
Yes.
The debt ceiling. Are McCarthy and Republicans bargaining with Biden in good faith? Because I have a hard time believing that they don't give a fuck if the rest of us suffer. That's been made clear. So long as their donors are happy, they're happy to go along with it. When their donors start losing money, then we got a problem. Okay. Yeah. So I have a very hard time believing that they're wanting to, maybe the crazies like Gozar and stuff like that, you know, because that guy has shit for brains, but the sane ones, you know, because McCarthy might be an asshole, but he's not stupid, you know. I don't have any. Want to do anything that would jeopardize their donors' finances. So,
are they acting in good faith?
Are they acting in good faith? Which is very rich. That's rich. It's like an oxymoron, isn't it?
You guys are going to say just one card says it all, pretty much. Yeah.
What card is that?
You see, it's the Ace of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
You see the ceiling there?
Where's the ceiling?
There's a big castle.
Oh, I see the house, a castle. Okay.
It's a Renaissance type castle, and the pentacle is above the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Are they acting in good faith? They're going to lie to conservatives to try to get support there, but
are they acting in good faith? No, they're probably just gnawing at each other like, you know, animals.
Animals are more dignified than these fuckers.
Honestly, this isn't a hard thing, and I think if you could just convince some that the, you know, the fallout that would occur, then we shouldn't even have to be worried about this crisis.
No, and it's funny how they call themselves fiscal conservatives, yet every time there's a Republican in office, they blow the deficit out of the fucking water. And then the Democrat comes in and has to clean it up. And their only answer is cut all the social programs. No, motherfuckers. How about we rewrite the law, the tax law, and tax your fucking rich friends over there? You know?
We can't cut the social programs.
No.
There's no way that we can do that. That's not going to occur. That is not going to occur.
Just the stuff that he's proposing, like a work program for people that are on assistance. It's like, you do realize that some of the people that are on assistance because they can't fucking work.
There actually is a work program, a ticket to work program. It's called in Illinois. There are work programs to get you back into working. Those things exist.
I'm talking about the people that are on Social Security, Medicare, food stamps, and all that stuff permanently because of physical disabilities or mental disabilities.
Yeah.
You know? So how do you expect somebody with no limbs to show up to fucking work? What are they going to do?
Right.
Or someone that has a mental health issue where they can't function, and it's not through any fault of their own. It's just the way that they are. It's the way that they're made up.
And you know what, though? Things are different, though, Becca, because now there are more remote opportunities for people who are handicapped physically and even mentally, that they can find something remote. So they do try and funnel people into finding something and try and make them functional members of society, because disability is not a sustainable income. You have to work,
you know, and then cutting veterans benefits as well. Explain to me how in the fuck can you be active military, okay, or a veteran like myself, and see this shit that these motherfuckers pull and keep going to the polls and voting Republican again? You are voting against your own interest. They're telling you this.
Wait till you show up. I worked at the Oakland Navy Hospital in Oakland there, and honest to God truth, there's like no supplies in that place. They had to use plastic urinals for drinking water, for pitchers, for water pitchers in the rooms, flower vases if we had to use it was vinegar and water and tying shit together.
Yep.
At an active duty veterans hospital.
Peggy's saying that they want to cut VA benefits by 25%.
And put them where and do what? All we have
get private health insurance that's going to cost you $8 million a year, and go fuck yourself. Thank you for your service.
No,
yeah. And here's the thing. Like, remember when they kept voting against that bill for the fucking burn pits?
Yeah.
For the burn pits. And Jon Stewart had to go to Congress and shame these motherfuckers.
Yep.
Shame them to do the right fucking thing. We have money for wars. We have endless money for wars. Fuck, don't even audit our Pentagon because that's illegal.
Yeah.
But the people that come back injured because it wasn't me, it wasn't my kids I sent off to war. It was some poor fuck over in Ohio whose child I sent to war who comes back all fucked up. Well, tough shit.
Yeah.
Tough shit.
And here's hard to actually find lawyers too. There's a Camp Lejeune thing going on where people were exposed to toxic water for over a period of like 30 years. And to get lawyers to represent them is the most difficult part of this whole journey.
It's just sad. It's just, and they have nothing to offer, and it still boggles my mind how people can still, in good conscience, vote Republican. Especially the rich people I get, because all they get is fucking tax cuts. The people that don't contribute to society and are only worried about their wallets, and then them imposing laws on the rest of society while they make no contributions. Regular people like you and me and everybody else in the chat, how the fuck can you go and vote Republican? They've already shown you their ass. Because
they live in gated communities that are surrounded by bubbles. How can you not? Like, the fear of your safety is so threatened that you're willing to, believe that this is the only person that will keep that safe, keep you safe.
It's beyond me. It's beyond me. So, okay, we finished Kevin McCarthy here, that jackass. Bimbo Bobert. Let's have some fun. Let's get real petty. Bimbo.
Oh, yeah, she's a piece of work, huh? What, her old man's leaving you?
Sorry. No, she filed for divorce. He's the one that filed for divorce. And according to the reports, he was like drinking beer and was cleaning his guns or something when they served him. I'm like, oh. And then he went fucking crazy, like pissed off.
Oh. So she's the one that left him?
Yeah, she's the one that filed for divorce. So why did Lauren Bobert file for divorce?
Okay. Because she didn't like her beer drinking man?
Her beer drinking sexual offender. Remember, he showed himself to a bunch of kids outside of a bowling alley in Colorado.
Ew, all day, ew. I would leave them too.
And she's 34 years old and is about to be a grandma because, fuck birth control and sex education. Let my 17-year-old kid just knock up a 14-year-old. Oh,
God. Oh. So why did she file for divorce? Let's use these cards. They're pretty graphic.
So why did Lauren Bobert file for divorce? Why did Lauren Bobert file for divorce?
Well, I think all the readings and stuff on her, she had like some masculine energy issues.
Lauren Bobert? Talking about the same.
Yeah.
Lauren Bobert is the dumb one with the glasses, not the loud.
Yeah, the dark hair, the boobs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the like perfect figure that doesn't exist in real life. Out of a box, maybe, but yeah. She had insecurities, daddy issue things. Why did she leave?
And it's funny, she's anti-abortion. She's had abortions. She used to be a fucking escort. Like,
you know why she's leaving him?
Why?
She's going to the boneyard with somebody else.
What card is that?
10 of Cups. Love, 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 love. She's content with somebody else. Who is this person? Ooh, it's coming out. The news is coming out. I still get a lot of these Ace of Pentacles thing. Maybe she might just be a little off her central axis there. She might be. Yeah, I think she's got a boyfriend.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, my God. She's jacking up with Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, he looks like a nice Eastern European guy, maybe a little older, maybe with like toenails that are horns or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think she's mixed up with somebody, and that was a decision she made to save herself from. She seems like somebody who's going to have serial relationships until she finds something that makes her feel better about herself. I get
an opportunity for a new relationship. New opportunity.
Ooh.
So like you said, somebody else.
Ooh.
Isn't it funny?
He's dating a Christian singer dude, said Cat Mama Meow's do thing. She's dating a younger Christian dude.
And isn't it funny that these religious zealots like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Bobert love to get on their, on their high horse and just preach all this shit? And it's like, MTG, you might want to sit this one out because you're a serial adulteress. Okay. So mouth. And Bobert, you were an escort, and so you were a sex worker. Not that I have anything against sex workers.
No.
Legalize that shit and give women protection and men.
Yep.
But you were a sex worker. Okay. And what the fuck? Mm-hmm. And you had an abortion. But all of a sudden now you're a Christian, but those are against your views. No.
I think some of those people sometimes have to, because I have a friend that went through something similar, had an affair for a long, long time, came from a hyper-religious family, and then became born again and never spoke of this affair. It was sort of wiped clean off her sin slate.
It was cleaned up.
Really latched onto this born again thing because of this guilt, I believe. Yeah, really thinks that never occurred because she's born again. Yeah. Yeah.
So how many times has Marjorie Taylor Greene been born? Because that bitch has had like 4 or 5 affairs that we know of.
Oh, and who really? Really? Oh, God, that business.
She's nasty.
She is awful. It's another one I think about. My God, why are we giving her so much energy? Because it just makes her hate meter like so much fuller. You know, she's like
a female Trump. She thrives off of the attention. Any attention is good attention, even if it's negative attention. She doesn't care. Speaking of,
yes.
I hope you're sitting down. I can see you are. Guess what the GOP has up its sleeve? Because, oops, every investigation that we've done hasn't panned anything out. So we need something. We need some more red meat to throw our base before the upcoming elections. Take a wild guess.
I don't know.
Jim Jordan has announced that he's open to reopening another investigation into Hillary fucking Clinton.
Yeah.
I'm like,
right.
These motherfuckers have nothing. They have to keep beating the dead horse. Well, this didn't work. This didn't work. This didn't work. Oh,
It's an actual.
Let's do her emails again. Let's do Benghazi again. You know,
it's a term in economics called whataboutism.
Yeah.
It's called and that is exactly what it is. Whataboutism is diverting your attention and creating chaos so that we can't address the real issue.
Yeah.
So it is one burger getting one squirrel like constantly thrown at you. So that the real issues don't get addressed because we get so upset and worked up about these things. DeSantis is a perfect example of, can this really be happening? Because none of this shit makes sense. Most of the population in your state does not support this idealism that
But the thing is,
fantasy.
The majority of America is going to see through that bullshit. They already see through the bullshit of all their committees that have had nothing. The whistleblowers, oops, they disappeared.
They don't exist.
Nobody can find them. The whistleblowers that had all the information about the FBI and all this, oops, they disappeared because they didn't fucking exist. Every taxpayer funded shenanigan that the fucking GOP in the House has been running has blown up in their face. Nothing has produced anything. Right. So back to the playbook. What got us success last time? Hillary. Let's drag Hillary in here again and use her for a punching bag.
Did something happen to Hunter that they had to switch players there? No, nothing yet, huh? Interesting. Yeah. Bring her in. Drag her little drunk ass in there, see what happens. Nothing's like
so can we ask? Because he's toying with the idea. I think he's floating the idea right now to see, because Hunter Biden's laptop, I guess, is old news, and Hunter Biden working with all these companies to make a shit ton of money is old news because that didn't pan anything out. The FBI informants disappeared. So
the Durham report has been closed, which is nothing. They showed nothing new or anything that changed. So we are in a point where if we don't create more chaos, we might actually.
If they don't create anything, that means you know what they have to do? Their fucking jobs and govern.
I wouldn't let those pieces of shit cut my grass. Okay? Not even.
So let's see. Are they going to investigate Hillary Clinton again?
Oh my goodness. Oh, Hillary. I bet she's all worried about this.
I cannot believe it, dude. It's like they are so predictable.
Yeah, they're stirring the pot.
Hillary, but what the fuck would they investigate her for? What the fuck would they investigate her for?
They're stirring
she
the
wasn't
pot.
In the previous administration. She held no position. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like at this point, they're just slinging shit at the walls to see what sticks, Yeah,
like, and not a lot. Not a lot. I have stirring the pot, magician. It's hard to see in this light. I'm going to put another light on. Right.
Oh, it's box, right?
Kind of like they're sort of this guy in the back here is like, he has this idea that's hysterical. That is kind of like ridiculous. And then I have Eight of Cups, which is kind of walking away or just sort of leaving the scene, leaving something that you cared about. It's a cup thing. It's a water thing. So leaving something you cared about. He's just, he's coughing up blood, this guy, really.
Exactly, Selma. What is there to investigate? What is there to investigate? What the fuck are her underwear? Her bra size?
I wonder if he's trying to hide something that might be happening to him soon. Like, I'm going to throw this out there so that maybe this won't happen to me, or.
I get they're trying to establish a constant state of chaos. Confusion, trouble. This is something that is achieved. Prolonged arguing and fighting. Chronic confusion. Yeah. So this middle of the read is something that is stable. and persistent. So it's just a persistent gaslighting. If you look at this, gas, clouds, smoke, persistent gaslighting to anger people, to judge them up. Do you see what I'm saying? It's
embarrassing. It's embarrassing that these are the people that represent the government, that get airtime and public, and that they're supposed to be like models of behavior and articulates, and they're not, you know?
Oh no. If any of us conducted ourselves at our jobs the way that Marjorie Taylor Greene conducts herself in the halls of Congress, we would have been fired years ago.
She couldn't get a job.
No.
She wouldn't be able to.
No. If any of us acted that way at our jobs, we would be held liable and we would be terminated. But yet somehow they have carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want in Congress. So
it's a sad sort of grab at your moment of popularity, kind of sad display of a low, super low self-esteem, and self-confidence, like just grabbing power. And the louder you are, the more, the more people hear you. It just, ugh.
Yeah. It's just gross. It's gross. So
seriously, we need to cut mental health services. I don't think so. We need more.
So here's my next question. Because Kevin McCarthy is fucking up. He is beyond fucked. Like, I don't think there's any way that he can unfuck himself into the corner he's painted himself into.
Yeah.
Because all of the concessions that he made to the crazies, it's like he's up against a wall.
He's got to pay him out now.
He's up against the wall, and he agreed to the concession that they can vote him out of speakership at any time with one vote. So
do you think he's going to last?
Let's ask. Will Kevin McCarthy last as speaker until the next election? Will Kevin McCarthy last as speaker until the next election? Because this guy is just shitting the bed every single day.
This is the card that came out when you said he was shitting the bed. You see the little turd down there?
Oh my God!
Right below his card. It's actually the star card, and it's called the Dreamer. So dreaming of it's a terror. This job is causing night terrors, or he is literally, like you said, shitting the bed, and it's eating away at him.
Mm-hmm.
It's eating away at him.
Mm-mm-mm.
They say, yes, if he remains complicitly stupid, he might just get away with a full term.
I get that he stays. Success. There's the speaker with the birds. They talk, sing. Power. Also, this is finances and resources. So something very successful with the speaker negotiating with the birds.
Yeah.
Resources. So something to do with the debt ceiling. That's what he's saying, because this is resources and finances. So, and it's funny too, because the Democrats put up another vote to expel George Santos, and the way that they wrote it was that it had to be brought to the floor for a vote. Even the new freshman Congress people in New York that have been calling for George Santos to resign because George Santos is going to cost them their seat in fucking New York.
Yeah.
Even they got in line and voted along party lines. So it's like they say one thing, but when Kevin McCarthy says something, they snap into line. It's like, I hope y'all are used to it, because y'all are about to lose your seats next year, So let's ask this. I know it's a ways off. But will the Democrats regain control of the House in the next election?
I've already previously done this. I've done this in my own little, middle of the night pajama card pulling thing.
It's like I can't.
I'll use a different deck and try and clear the previous answers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just clear it out. Oh boy. You know who else I'm thinking about too?
Who?
Dianne Feinstein.
She needs to go. She's one of my senators. You need to go because we have no fucking representation. You don't know what day of the week it is.
She doesn't.
She didn't even know that she was gone for 3 months. So you're going to let the Republicans hold the rest of the Senate hostage because you're too fucking selfish? Step the fuck down. And I say that as she is one of my senators. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Like,
they're like, hi, Diane. She's like, I voted. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's like, no, honey, you were gone the last 3 months. So will the Democrats regain control of the House in the next election?
I don't have a positive outcome for that. I get there's this kind of like lumbering along it. That's 4 of earth, and then I get 4 of air, which is the 4 of swords, and that's always a rest, completion. If it were a yes, no, that would be a no.
I get that a very important woman is small. But that doesn't make sense to me because Pelosi's no longer the speaker. She's not in an important, significant role or any other prominent.
If Democrats are going to control the House in the next election, and you've got the woman, the child, and
the woman and the child. So this woman is small, or a woman that is a mother with a child here, or new. But this is still saying small.
It's a secret, maybe?
No. The secret is the book. Hold on. Will the Democrats regain control of the House in the next election? If they fuck this, I swear to God.
I got Moloch again.
There's an opportunity for a win because of orthodox, bigoted, religious people. This is punishment, suffering, pain. This is spirituality. Together it's religion, but it's a very bad, painful religion views. Small win, opportunity for a win. So, or it's also difficult. It's going to be difficult. There's going to have to be sacrifices, but there's an opportunity for growth as well. That's another way to read it. So if there's a win, it's not huge. It might be a little bit small.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. It doesn't have to be a landslide. We just need to get ahead.
Yeah. Where's the rapture when you need it? Exactly.
And then this deck is 9 of Pentacles. So I wonder, and that's a positive. In the past, when I've done it just on the side by myself, I've gotten yes, that there's regain. And then as we're watching the Santos and the Feinsteins, I mean, we watch these peel off, that there might be an opportunity. This was the first negative reading I got on that.
And then with the cross, the tree, and the clover, that's also something health related that makes you suffer. It punishes you. It makes you suffer. You're in pain. Something in pain or that suffers with health that brings a win. So whatever, besides women's reproductive rights, besides gender affirming care, you know, so it could also be something, a health issue. And then earlier it was key woman and child. So a very important woman, small. So maybe the win is small, not huge, but small. But
or
we'll
maybe
see.
related to reproductive rights, as the abortion issue seems to be the thing that they are always sidestepping and answering, right?
Yeah.
They don't ever want to answer that directly. And that might be just that tipping point.
And we've seen, because of that jackass motherfucker in Florida or in Texas, the judge. Now we have that pill that's before the Supreme Court because of his religious views. Right. Mind you, none of these people are fucking doctors.
Right.
Get your scripture out of fucking medicine. You know, so
and it doesn't matter. And we know I've been in court to get divorced, and I had to go back several times, and I learned right away that it depends on the judge's mood. How
well, it's in the Supreme Court, and we all know
it does. Yeah, they don't. It is nothing to do with what's fair and what is not fair. If somebody starts and they are in a bad mood, everybody's screwed. It is completely personal. Completely personal.
So, and I think we've learned that they're not going to stop at that. Soon they're going to come after birth control. So too bad that we're going to force you to carry a pregnancy to term, even if it puts your own health at risk and you might die. Yeah, you know what? We're going to also take away your choice to choose if you want to have a pregnancy at all, because we're going to take away birth control too. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And
it doesn't, and none of it makes sense, because we're not even talking about the whole issue. What about kids that are born intersex? What about boys that develop breasts called gynecomastia? Girls that have polycystic ovarian disease all require hormonal manipulation. And will require hormone.
No, that's science. That's science. We're going to make the law of the land. Fuck you. Fuck your medical issues. We're just going to pray to Jesus and it'll all go away.
Right? We'll see about that when these boys get some prostate cancer and they need to go on estrogen. When it's available for your prostate cancer, it's okay.
It's all based on a religious ideology.
Yeah.
With no basis in science or nothing else. So, and they have found the perfect others, the gays, the transgenders, and women. We're the new punching bag. That's women, transgenders, and gays. We're the new punching bag, the GOP boogeyman for the win, you know, regardless of the damage that it does to our communities, to society, to people's mental health, to people's
people have no idea. And I'll tell you this as the mom of a trans kid, okay, that if these children don't get the required prescribed hormone based on their own blood hormone levels, they will use it synthetically cooked up by some pharmacist. It is available. Synthetic estrogen is available. Synthetic testosterone is available. If you don't do it right, they will find a way to do it. Just like abortions.
Yeah.
Right? If it's not legal, they'll find a way to do it. And it won't be the right way.
No. And even the women that have lost pregnancies, that the states will not let the doctors intervene, where women are basically on their deathbeds. And then if they survive, end up with a multitude of health issues as a result of the states denying them health care, who may never again be able to hold a pregnancy ever again. The lawsuits are one after the other, after the other, after the other to the states, because you're endangering women's lives.
This story was just on, was it MSNBC, about that woman whose baby had Potter syndrome and died? Yeah. And they made her deliver the baby, whose father, and his words were, I thought the baby was crying, but he was just gasping for air for 45 minutes. You really want to watch that shit happen?
Because that's Jesus and God's will.
It is not.
You know, it's they will twist themselves into pretzels, like the woman that was brought in, the religious zealot that was brought into Congress to explain her anti-abortion stance.
Yeah.
And she was saying that a 10-year-old, remember the girl that got raped? Yeah. And her parents had, the 10-year-old and her parents had to take her somewhere else. In her mind, it wasn't an abortion because she was a 10-year-old. They had an OBGYN doctor sitting right there. And the OBGYN doctor had to knock her down a few pegs, say, it's still the same procedure. It is still an abortion. So do you see what I'm saying? It's like they cherry pick what fits their ideology.
Yes. And you know that these doctors that perform these procedures and want to.
Yeah.
They want to.
And as doctors, where you take the Hippocratic oath, you know, to not do harm, and you have to sit there and watch patients get sick and nearly die and possibly have long-term health issues.
And I'm going to say this straight up.
Mandated that women are not allowed, transgender kids are not allowed, nobody's allowed to have these access to these life-saving issues because some fuckface decided that he's going to cherry pick the Bible. You know, like no.
Oh yeah. So, that's how it's. And I'll tell you this as a nurse for almost 40 years, okay, and a nursing supervisor, that when a pregnant woman comes into the emergency room, the patient is the pregnant mother. She's the one that makes the decisions. They don't have a chart for the baby, okay, unless they try to save the mother first, okay? The mother is the patient. The baby, if the mother is dying, they will aggressively, remove, they'll do a C-section. If it looks like the mom's already dead, of course, they're going to try and save the baby. But the mother comes in as the patient. They're like, your heart has to keep pumping. Yeah. To keep that kid alive.
Yeah. How about we make this a law? You want to be a religious bigot and a zealot? How about we pass laws that prevent you from having abortions and leave the rest of us the fuck alone?
Right.
Because I would never in my life want to see someone losing a child or knowing that you have to terminate a pregnancy because of a serious health issue is nothing that I would wish on anybody, because of the emotional and mental distress for the family.
Burden that it puts on, oh my God.
And especially families that have struggled to conceive. And then you're going to put them through additional fucking trauma? Fuck you. Fuck you. You know, it's just cruel.
And partially because they're afraid. Now all these doctors, all their liability insurance is always really, really expensive, but it's gotten even worse.
Yeah.
Because
and then what's going to happen when all the doctors and everybody else leave these states and they can't when you're going to have a fucking foot doctor trying to perform a life-saving fucking surgery on a woman that's pregnant that may have ruptured or whatever, and everybody's fucking dying, good luck with that. I hope Jesus fixes it for you. You know, like I can't. So anyways, I'm going to shut up because that topic really makes me, I'm not a mother.
It makes me
never
crazy
been a mother, but I empathize with women when it comes to that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's not anybody's business. It's not. It's a personal choice that doesn't belong in legislature at all, and it shouldn't make doctors afraid to treat the patient, the mom.
No. Right. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you, my auntie Ona.
Thank you.
And I don't know what I'm going to be doing this week because it's going to be crazy, but
it's going to be a crazy week. Just remember, just keep it together. Just breathe.
Oh, it's going to be fucking fun.
I know. I'm working every single day through June 1st.
I hear you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.